Scotland in the 11th century. 3 witches hold a meeting at a desolate place in the middle of nowhere. There is a heavy storm. The witches talk about when the 3 of them will meet again. It will be on that same day after a battle has been lost or won. Then they plan to meet Macbeth upon a heath, in thunder, lightning, or in rain.
The witches appear to Banquo and Macbeth, both very loyal and courageous soldiers in the army of King Duncan of Scotland. They prophesy to Macbeth that he will become Thane of Cawdor, and later on King of Scotland, and that Banquo's descendants are to be kings thereafter. Banquo and Macbeth are shocked and find the predictions hard to believe, as both the Thane of Cawdor and the King of Scotland are alive and well.
Lady Macbeth receives a letter from her husband in which he gives an account of the witch's predictions. He also points out that the first prediction, his becoming Thane of Cawdor, has already become true, because King Duncan has had the former Thane of Cawdor executed for being a traitor. By giving his title to Macbeth, he wants to thank him for his courage and his loyalty. The prospect of becoming queen stirs Lady Macbeth's ambition immediately. However, she has doubts as to whether Macbeth will be determined enough to pursue the fulfillment of the witch's prophecies by all means.
Duncan and several Scottish noblemen, as well as his sons Donalbain and Malcolm, arrive at Inverness, Macbeth's castle, where a big victory ceremony is to take place. Knowing that they have to pretend great respect and love for their king in order to appear as loyal subjects, Lady Macbeth tells her husband to remember being friendly and hospitable and not to show his true face. She herself greets Duncan, acting as a charming hostess.
Macbeth weighs the pros and cons of killing Duncan. He has scruples and is doubtful. But his ambitious and greedy wife has everything planned. She challenges him by calling him a coward and demands that he be a man again. Eventually, she talks him into committing the murder. Lady Macbeth's plan is to make the gods drunk so they cannot witness the murder and can be blamed for having committed it afterwards.
The morning after Macbeth has cruelly stabbed his sleeping king, Macduff, who has also come to Inverness to celebrate the victory over Norway, wants to see Duncan, and instead discovers his slain body. Almost speechless with sheer horror, he returns from the king's chamber and announces aloud what he has seen. Without hesitation, Macbeth dashes into the king's chamber and brutally kills the guards. When Macduff asks him why he did so, he pretends it was his deep and loyal love to his king that made him overreact in this way.
When Macduff does not seem to be convinced by the explanation, Lady Macbeth saves the situation by fainting. Malcolm and Donalbain, King Duncan's sons, also seem to be suspicious and decide to separate and flee to Ireland and to England.
3 murderers hired by Macbeth attack Banquo and his son Fleance in a forest near Inverness. They fight bravely. When Banquo sees his son's way blocked by one of the murderers, he manages to kill his horse so that Fleance can get away. The 2 other murderers seize the opportunity and stab Banquo from behind.
In the evening, when Macbeth is about to join his guests at the victory banquet, he learns that Fleance managed to escape. Macbeth is deeply shocked at the failure of his plan to get rid of both Banquo, who knows about the witch's prophecies, and Fleance, who might threaten his kingship. Confused by the bad news and his guilty conscience, Macbeth believes he sees dead Banquo's ghost, who has taken the last seat at the table. The apparition is invisible to everyone else, and Macbeth's behaviour bewilders the lords. Lady Macbeth tries to play the incident down by claiming that her husband has had such fits since childhood and that they do not mean a thing.
Macbeth decides to see the witches again, keen on more information about his future. The witches call 3 apparitions. The first one is an armed head, which warns Macbeth, "Beware Macduff." The second one is a bloody child, which tells him that no man born by a woman can ever harm him. Although reassured, Macbeth swears that he'll kill Macduff. The third apparition, a child crowned with a tree in his hand, tells Macbeth that he will not be defeated until Birnam Wood moves towards Dunsinane Castle, his royal home. Having presented Banquo's descendants as kings, the witches vanish. Shortly afterwards, Macbeth learns that Macduff has fled to England and resolves to kill all members of his family.
Lady Macduff, who is back home at 5 with her children, considers her husband a traitor because he's escaped to England. A messenger comes and advises her to do the same. But she refuses, and it is too late anyway. After the witch's warning of Macduff, Macbeth wants to make doubly sure. Even though he believes Macduff is no threat to him, he has Macduff's whole family killed brutally.
Macduff and Malcolm, who are in exile in England, make plans to invade Scotland and free it from Macbeth's tyranny. Ross, a Scottish thane, joins them and tells Macduff that his whole family has been murdered by order of Macbeth. Devastated, Macduff vows vengeance. They set out for Scotland, together with the English army.
Lady Macbeth is often seen sleepwalking by her attendant. She keeps trying in vain to wash blood off her hands. Doing so, she talks about the murders of Duncan, Banquo, and Macduff's wife and children. It seems that especially the death of the Thane of Five's wife makes her worry about the end of her own life. She also keeps rereading her husband's letter that she received on the day of success. It appears obvious that she has gone insane.
Malcolm, Macduff, and the English army decide to attack Macbeth at Dunsinane. They use lots of branches to camouflage their approach. It looks as if Birnam Wood is approaching Dunsinane Hill. Many of Macbeth's soldiers desert their army. Macbeth still decides to face the enemy fighting.
When Macbeth is told that his wife has killed herself, he philosophizes about the briefness and fertility of life.
Macduff and his allies enter Macbeth's castle. Macduff finds Macbeth and calls for revenge. They start fighting. When Macbeth claims that no man born by a woman is able to kill him, Macduff replies that he was cut out of his mother's womb. Macbeth is shocked and realizes that his death is unavoidable and imminent. He decides to die fighting. Eventually, he is killed and beheaded in his duel with Macduff.
Macduff brings the crown to Duncan's eldest, Malcolm, and places it on his head. Scotland has a new king.
Hoping for better and more peaceful times, the Scottish people cheer happily.